Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Thursday, the 20th day of June, 2024, Thursday of the 11th week of the year, the 11th week in Ordinary Time, here in the courtyard between what was the old church, part of the old church here at St. Francis, now Founders Hall, the Pernini Fountain with coins in it, just like the Trevi Fountain has in Rome. It's our mini little tribute to the great fountain in Rome like that. Sprinkling away something that, again, as the weather gets hotter and hotter, it'd be nice to stick your feet into. But one of the great centerpieces now of this Pernini Square, as I like to call it, I don't know if that's its name, but I'll call it that, is now this grotto for little eyes. It's like our pint-sized grotto over here to the Blessed Mother, part of the preschool, which is right over here, part of the preschool's foundation, again, to introduce our preschool students to the Blessed Mother in a new way. We have St. Francis over. Oh, he's behind the trees. I forget. He's behind the trees. He's over there. But now we have the Blessed Mother over there. Very nicely done by John and by Kyle, our facilities people. So again, if you want stonework done, call them because they do great work. So in the readings for today on this Thursday of the 11th week of the year, we leave Book of Kings, but we don't leave Elijah because the book of Sirach now has this wonderful praise of who Elijah was and how Elijah worked great wonders amongst Israel. Again, the honor in which Elijah is held, in Judaism is sometimes, again, not enough spoken about, perhaps in Christianity. And to know that, again, while Moses, again, received the law from God, and yes, then he had to expand it because, again, as Louisiana wants to have, it's not enough, 10 little words, not enough, or 10 sentences, not enough. It had to really be expanded into 632 laws to make the commandments livable, because by themselves, they're not livable. They're just ideas. Again, good ideas, and ideas we need to follow, but still, they're just ideas that need expansion. While Moses did all that, and yes, again, worked to release Israel from slavery in Egypt, again, that was really God's work, Elijah did even more work, it seems. And again, Sirach is writing after Moses and after the understanding of the Exodus, and yet this fantastic tribute that is given to Elijah, casting down kings and causing some kings to wreak vengeance upon the enemies and things like that, because again, that's what God wanted at that time, in that time in history. But doing wonderful things, then being taken again, body and soul, into heaven in its fiery chariot. Again, something again that only happens to the Blessed Mother. It also happens to Enoch, and again, one of the first humans in the book of Genesis. But besides those three, nobody else. Moses is not taken body and soul into heaven. In fact, he's not even allowed to enter the promised land because he doubted God at one point in the journey in the desert. So there, for Moses. But Elijah is given this great honor because of his steadfastness and his ability to walk with God and to listen to God and to try to do God's will against a very difficult people in a very difficult time. It's like it was Elijah's perseverance, again, that allows him to do what God needed to have done. And then the passage also then talks about his successor, Elisha, and how even after death, Elisha's presence and power was still felt and still effective. So again, these unsung heroes in some ways. Again, we know Elijah, and we know, again, the precursor, that he will announce the Messiah. Again, we understand him to be John the Baptist, but again, he will come back perhaps to announce the second coming, but for Judaism, he still will announce the Messiah when he comes. Again, the open chair at Passover for Elijah, he ranks, amongst those we need to listen to and pay attention to and remember, again, in our journey of faith. In Matthew's Gospel today, again, we were given the introduction to the full Our Father, the full Lord's Prayer. Again, with Jesus not basically answering a request of the apostles for teaching us to pray, but Jesus basically saying, this is how you should pray. Don't babble, don't make a whole bunch of words. Don't make things long. Again, like Pope Francis says, do not give long homilies. Something that people think that I should listen to because they think my homilies are too long, but they're just not listening to what I have to say. Anyway, so again, the idea is that God doesn't need 1,000 words. Simple is best. Simple is best. And so here is this Lord's Prayer, which itself is not so simple. In Luke's Gospel, it's much simpler, but in Matthew's Gospel, it's the Our Father that we have, today. The focus in on it, though, is forgiveness. Forgiveness. Lots of requests are in it, but the major request is forgiveness. To forgive those who hurt us, to forgive those who make our lives painful, to forgive those who do not appreciate us, who diminish us, who try to make us feel worthless and unvalued, to forgive them. And then to forgive, to make sure that you yourself are a person who, when you have done those things, allows for yourself to be forgiven. It's not about vengeance. It's not about some kind of weird justice. It's about allowing, ourselves to grow and to become into the people that God intends us to be. A blessed day, St. Francis and people of God. May the Lord give you his peace.